Hi, this is Christoph. I work on the Bitcoin Wallet UI Kit, which is an open source, open design, free UI kit for Bitcoin applications. So if anybody works on Bitcoin on wallets, then they can just use this UI kit here, and they get just a tons of different user flows and screens for free. And then can just focus on what makes their application unique. There are all these user flows in here, everything from sending, receiving, contact screen, home and transaction screens. Then we have screen templates, colors, icons, dark mode, light mode, typography, format. It's all these kind of things. So far, it's all been in Figma only. There was a very simple website, which is shown here, but I wanted to make it more accessible because they're not just designers, there are also a lot of other people, developers, project managers, other people who are interested potentially in using this UI kit, but they're not comfortable with Figma necessarily. So I introduced a new section called Screens. This is on bitcoinuikit.com. And this allows for anybody to publicly browse all the different screens. You can also search by flow here, like transactions, or I just want to see how cloud backup works. And then I see all the individual screens. They're based on a particular user flow called cloud backup, and there are 6 pages or six screens to them. I can click on them and I can see more details, and there are also links to different places. And those are all deep linked, so I can share these with other people. I can also search for things, for example, in contacts. Let's say I just want to see everything around privacy. I just type in privacy here, and then I get to see all the screens because it searches the text inside of the screens also. So that's what I was building in order to make this design system more accessible to more people. Now, I also didn't want to do a ton of manual work. So what I did was I created a plugin, and I'll just show how that works real quick. Let's say I'm here in the onboarding screen. So I created a custom component called screen description here. And it has a few different options. It always has a title, always has a description, and it can have a flow, and it can have tags, and it can have links. And then my plugin goes, it analyzes all of the frames on the page that I'm currently on. And in this case, it searches for those screen descriptions, and it sees the title new user. It tries to find a screen with the same name, and then it knows, okay, this is a screen that matches this description. Then it analyzes, it makes a copy of this screen with the correct export settings that I want. It goes through every single node in here and copies the text for that search function. And then it goes through this structured information down here, which is title, that user flow, pages in that flow, or the screen that this one is, the description, and any links, like these are links to the Bitcoin design guide, which then explains more about the creating a new wallet flow. So it kind of ties everything together. So I'll run that plugin here real quick. It goes through all of those different screens. Try that again. Here we go. Sometimes it's just a bit slow because it does a lot. So now it created a new page for me called Screens for Export. In here it created copies of all of the screens that it found, put them in a nice order, and selected them, changed the names. The names are now unique IDs, and that include the name of the flow and the name of the screen, which then also becomes the URL. Export settings are adjusted for desktop and mobile 1x and 2x. And then the other important thing is it put all of that data in a text field here, which is a formatted JSON. And then I can use that, I can copy paste that into a JSON file. And the website is based on that. It reads this JSON file, and it uses the structured information then to load and display the images and allow for the search and all of these things. So there's still this manual step here involved, but it's pretty straightforward, and it allows me for a lot of consistency between the Figma file and what's publicly viewable on the website. So if I make changes, I run the plugin, export images, copy paste that JSON, push it to GitHub, and the website rebuilds and it's live, which is really just 2 minutes effort here. So this is kind of what I came up with. I'm happy to share the source for the plugin is already on GitHub also, and the source for the website also. And I was curious if anybody has more ideas of how to make this more convenient. For example, using an API or anything else. If you find this useful, if you're a designer looking at things, working on an application, I just wanted to share what I created here because I think it's useful, and see if you have more ideas. So please reach out, let me know. Thanks.